Hello, welcome to another dynamic do-it-yourself video, and today I am working on part 3 of my sock knitting. The last time I left you, I had showed you how to join your cast-on stitches, and I'm making the cuff here. Okay, so I've already worked in a knit 2 purl 2 pattern. Now, this is an important part of your cuff. I'm coming to the end. Now, here once again, I said I had a lucky cast on. I have this tiny little string here, this tiny little tail. And this tail will be my marker. Now, a lot of these patterns, they tell you to put a marker in the beginning. I made this marker, this my little knit marker, and I can use this. But I tend to not use markers too much when it comes to sock knitting, because I always depend on this little tail to be, I can read my knitting, so I know this tail will be my marker. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I finished this, because as you can see, there's a gap here. Okay, there's a gap. And I'm going to show you how you're going to work that gap. So anyway, I just finished with a purl 2. I knit 2 more. There we go. As you can see, I'm a picker, not a thrower of my yarn. After years of crocheting, I've learned to use my yarn on my left hand. So there I knit 2. Okay. Now I'm going to purl 2. We're going to purl 2. Okay, now I'm coming to my last stitch here. Okay, so you can see my last stitch, and I'm going to purl it. I have to be careful here, because this is the beginning. Oops, I don't know if you can see that. So this is where I joined. So I'm going to go underneath. I don't know what it is today, why I am not keeping the best of tension here, but I'm going to purl. I'm going to remove this needle. Okay. Now, this is the dreaded part of knitting in the round. I can pull this through here. Hopefully you can see it in here. Okay, knitting in the round. Knitting in the round, because you're doing it, and if you have your yarn, like I have my yarn here, let me pull that tail down a little bit, yeah, tighten it up. Okay, when you knit in the round, you tend to get something that's called runs, and runs mean that in your knitting, the part where your separated your stitches. It's getting a little blurry there. Anyway, the part where you separate your stitches, the tension won't be exactly as tight as you want it to be. So this is where you're going to make sure that you do not get a run. So I shift the needles again. The needle in the front, I'm going to put my stitches on that. And the needle in the back, I'm going to pull it out, because this is going to be my working needle. Okay. Put my yarn over my working needle. And this is where it helps to be a bit of a tighter knitter. Okay, I'm going to be tight, but I'm not going to make it into like an impossible knot. So I'm going to knit. Okay, there I go, I knit. I give this a little tug. I give this a little tug. And as I give it a little tug, I'm making that gap disappear. Okay. I'm keeping my tension very tight because when I go into that second knit, I want that tension to be right there to get rid of that gap. Okay. Then I will loosen up just a little bit as I do my purls. And I'll do my knit. Let me finish this up a little. Do this quickly so you can see how I got rid of that gap. Like I said, when you do that second round, you want to be tight, but not too tight. You have to find your happy medium. You do not want it to be too tight because it will become nearly impossible and you'll find yourself just stabbing into your knitting. And knitting is supposed to be soothing, meditative, not a fight. Okay, so I finished that one. And if I were to, right now, and I'm going to just pull the knitting together. So I'm pushing that out. There we go. And as you can see, that gap, that long line that I had before, oops, I can't see it, it's not there because I hit that first stitch very tightly and I pulled on this tail, and what that did, it made that gap disappear. Okay. So I made that gap disappear. All right, so I will continue working in the round, and after I get about an inch or two of my cuff, I will show you how I will not have any runs and how I will continue with the rest of my sock. I hope this was helpful. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment down below and hit that subscribe button. Until next time.